Mischievous dancer. 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 Mischievous Mischievous dancer. 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 Mischievous dancer.
Okay. Oops. What the hell? Hi everybody. Sorry I'm late. There we go. Oh, so you can't see Wiggly at all. Maybe if I pushed specifically over here. There we go. Hi everybody, sorry I'm late. How's life? How's it going? Grocery shopping is important. Lindsay and I have burned through a lot of John Madison haunts me. Thank you so much. I'm glad I'm your favorite twink. I did get stuck in a queue. Did I cut myself shaving? I shaved really fast before this. I might have. Doesn't matter. I went to this really, really cute cheese shop beforehand. What is it called? It's called Cheese Shop. Trader Joe's. It's called Say Cheese. And oh my god, it's incredible. It's the best cheese shop ever. He cuts his face in 80 places. You do like cheese? It's Katie, it's a great cheese store. It's fantastic. I was supposed to get something from this for a white elephant I'm doing, and I decided to get it from this place. It's just beautiful, beautiful cheese. Great all around. The guy who owns the place, he's owned it for 25 years. His name is Glenn, and he recommended I won't say what I got because what if someone who is going to be at the White Elephant sees this? I don't want to spoil anything. But it's not Saint cheese. I think it's just Say cheese. But it is really, really great. And it was our first time there, and he just took $3 off of the order, and we bought some pecorino, I think pecorino Romano or pecorino something else. And he gave us some samples of it, and we bought a half a pound, and it was fucking amazing cheese. It was great. Yeah, I think it was pecorino Romano. Delicious. It was delicious. The best cheese I've had in a long time. It might be for the same white elephant that you helped Jeff with. These glasses are dirty, so I'm going to change glasses. I'm nearsighted, so all I see right now are colors and shapes. For following, yeah. Strangely Artful. Hello, thank you for following. I did a this poll is rigged. Streamlink Kiss Wiggly. Marvin. I gotta say, I'm gonna people are gonna love what I got at this White Elephant. Because when people go to White Elephants, usually they get something kitschy, or they get like a candle or a little toy if you have to spend $15 or $17. But they never get something that's like a foodie, like something that would like make all of your food better, or you know what I mean? So I think we nailed it. It's gonna be great. Best cheese is Fight Me. I don't understand that. You can't hear alerts. Did I mute the alerts? What are you talking about? You can't hear it. Oh, it's because desktop audio is off. This happens every time I stream with Hero Club. It's because every time I have to get on the Zoom call with Hero Club first, and then you hear my desktop audio, and I mute the sound, and then I leave the Hero Club stream 3 hours later, and I forgot. Doesn't matter. Jay Vicarian, I didn't see you in the chat. Hello. You have to bake the brie. I have 2 types of baked brie I love. Ruler of Everything. Thank you so much for being here. I could add a separate sound source for the alert box. It's a great idea. It's a great idea. Separate sound source alert box. By the way, Pega Sisters, have a good time at Beanie's. I have 2 baked brie recommendations. One is a pesto baked brie that's fucking amazing, and then another one is wrapped in camembert. No, I'm sorry, it's not. It's wrapped in like provolone, and it's delicious. It's fucking amazing. Did socks with a picture of his face once. You were in Uncle Jeff's streams earlier. Cecile, I can't help Jeff spice up his Twitch channel because of the amount. It took me 3 years just to get to this point, and I still feel like I'm behind. Is my Twitch channel. Like I want to get live bits going, and I want to get a green screen in here, and I just got a new webcam that Kurt recommended for me. That's gonna make it a little bit nicer, possibly. If not, it's going straight to the return bin. He just needs a chat bot. Obsessed musician, thank you so much for following. I don't care if Jeff becomes more popular than me. There's this whole thing, I think, around small streamers that's like it's like a scarcity mindset where, okay, if like this person gets fucking medicine, Sham, oh my god, hello, thank you so much for subscribing again. We're back. This is season 4 of Twitch season 4. I gotta put that in my about page because it's way better. It's gonna be the best season yet. It's gonna be like season 4 of The Office. I don't know. It's gonna be like season 4 of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Cartoon Jesse, yes, I agree. And Egg Soup 77, yes, 77, I agree. Jeff is hot. So yeah, but the more somebody else streaming is a zero-sum game. I agree for the most part. Yes. Jake, can I gift you points? What happened to your points? Does that make me Michael Scott? I would happily. The more you love, the more you'll be loved. Jay Vicarian, Justin. I don't know if I should have said that. Absolutely. If someone else, for example, I'll give you an example. If I did a stream with Angela, or if I collab with Angela, Angela's absolutely going to get more viewers than I do because of her fame with both StarKid and Smosh and all of the work that she's done, like all of the character work that she's done. But I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, why did Angela get more likes than I did? I'm just gonna be happy that I got to collab with Angela, and I will then get more views if it's a successful collab and a successful thing. So it's like, anyway. I went to the cheese shop, and then right after I went to the cheese shop, I had a little bit of afternoon coffee, which was a mistake, but what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Anyway, are there any SAG-AFTRA members in the chat? Congrats on the SAG contract being ratified. So that's a good thing, I think. I also don't know if it's a good thing necessarily because we don't know where AI is going to go. Am I actually happy about it? It's not a binary. It's not a binary thing. It's a very I have a very complicated view on it. Will I eventually be? Will we all get paid more? Probably. But am I very, very sad that there are not better AI protections and that voice actors don't have AI protection and motion capture doesn't have AI protection? Also, I don't have a lot of residuals coming in because I wasn't working a lot. So it's I think we'll have a chance to negotiate in 3 years, but in 3 years AI is going to be so advanced. I'm personally not too terribly worried about AI replacing live performance or live actors in general, because I think people really want human connection now more than ever, and they want authenticity, and they want people to be on to relate to them who's feeling a lot. So I don't think AI is going to replace that. I think there's going to be a trend for a short period of time where people are going to be like, oh, I can pay $25 to see myself as the captain of the USS Enterprise. Oh my God, I'll pay an additional $25 to see myself as the captain of the USS Enterprise. And then eventually people are going to be like, okay, the people I'm watching are not actually feeling what they're feeling on screen. So I don't think it's going to be replacing everything. It's a complicated issue. I don't really feel I don't feel binary about. I'm not like pro or against. I mean, overall, I'm against it. But I'm not, as far as the ratification of the contract, I don't feel very strongly about it being approved or not. I'm glad that we're not going back to strike, and I'm glad that people can go back to work. Some of them, but I think we could have done a lot better. So that's kind of how I feel about it. Anyway, sorry, I just went out of focus. Personally, I'm going to hire all the artists that I've used for stream. I've paid, so I don't want to use AI to make new emojis. Thank you so much, the Swifty 101, for subscribing. John, your chats are turning into rats. I like rats. I love Holmesbury. I love sharks. John giving everybody the nearsighted experience. I went to the gym and I didn't shower today. It's gross. My hair is really gross and greasy. I think I could see myself having a pet rat. I could see myself having a pet rat or a guinea pig or a mouse. Oh my God, a little mouse? Yeah, but mice are hard. Mice are hard to have as pets because they're wild animals. Like I had an ex-girlfriend who had a squirrel as a pet because why not? I guess. And it was a wild fucking animal. It had claws, and it had. I was like, you need to let go of this squirrel. It's John fucking Tubbs Cart, thank you for subscribing. Welcome. Anyway. He made foam for his coffee on stream. Well. Look who's brushing up his stream. All right, so on this stream, I'm supposed to be going over where I am at for the one-man show. I'll share where I'm at. Also, are those sound alerts working? I don't know if they're working. I thought we were talking about trail mix. I did buy a bunch of excellent trail mix from Trader Joe's. Wait, I'm not doxing myself, right? Oh, okay. Oh, yes, thank you, Justin, J. Vicarian. Also, Justin, I don't know what your plans are tonight. If you want to try Lethal Company or something. Anyway, so this is where I'm at right now with my one-person show. This is not that much. I know it doesn't look like much, but this is I'm trying to think of like how I want to do it. Or what the story is about this. You want to hear about a professional process? Great, it works. Never now to turn it off, never to turn back on. I also want to fix this, like, I don't like the generic sound alerts. I don't know if anybody's ever tried using sound alerts, but I've been trying to figure out how to like use other animations on it, and it not fucking working. So I don't know. How do I pause sound? How many tabs? Believe it or not, this is not the worst tabs experience I've had. All right? I actually used to have a lot more, so I'm getting better. 9-bit, I used to have a lot more tabs than this. I swear this is not that bad. Now I don't know how to pause it. Oh, this is how I pause it. Pause sound alerts. Thank you for following. Yeah. Faded sunlight. Faded sunlight. It's not that bad. I've got a lot of to-dos. All right, I have a lot of to-dos. That's all. I'm not going to go through all my tabs. Ruler of everything, it is not that bad. You know what? I don't need to be, you know what? This is season 4 of Twitch. I'm not going to stand here and get bullied by my own chat. I'm going to organize the tabs so no one can see. Look at Madison. It's Joan. LaHump, thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate that. Please join the Discord while I organize my tabs so that... Oh, wait a minute. Oh, crap. I didn't start captions. Now captions are on. I apologize. Great. I know it's eating up my RAM. You're right. I'll add it to my to-do list. Clean tabs. Tab containers. Tab containers. Anyway, someone had a legitimate question and I haven't gotten to it. So, just group them? I didn't know you could group them. I worked at the Google store. Apple store. Group tabs. Ruler of everything. I don't come into your kingdom and affectionately call you out. All right, here's the deal. I gotta answer some questions about my writing process. Thank you for following. Yeah. Sage Mage, thank you for following. We're very close to 15,000 followers on Twitch, which is going to be really, really great. Also, I didn't announce this on Instagram yet, but I'm proud and excited that I just got YouTube partnership. So I'm very excited about that too. Smoomish, thank you for following. I'm not bringing the tabs back. Thank you very much. I'm really, really grateful and excited for that. Still working on it. Thank you, Jump Frog, for following. Yeah, so I my goal is to try to do at least a video a week. Thank you, Dinkaplier. Are you a fan of Markiplier? I just actually also applied for I applied for a content creator paid internship at BuzzFeed. We will see how that goes. I hope it goes well. I hope I get called back for that. Sawyer B, hello. Because, you know, I would like to do that full time, and then you get like access to like a studio, and so that would be great. We'll see. Anyway, I need to have a big whiteboard so that I can follow all of this. But if you're new to sort of why I do this every week, I want to at least cover my progress. My goal is, hi, it's Savannah. For following, yeah. I've got to pay Jeff for some new sound alerts. Quiet Bugs. These names, I don't know where these names come from. They're fantastic. I love your names. So I'm working on this solo show. I've done about 4 solo shows in my life. The first solo show I did was back in college. It was called Mr. Madison's Confession. But it was about me wanting to be a priest when I was a kid and giving that up. It was a very personal show because I wanted to be a priest for like 13 years. I liked it. I think it was a good show. But then when I moved to Chicago, I did a couple of sketch solo shows that were very character driven so that I could try to, I don't know, get a job at SNL or something. And those shows were very like, it was like character. One of them is on YouTube, and I think it was really good. However,
That's me.
Smovish, thank you for subscribing too. Oh my god. I did those shows and I think they went well, but I really want to do another show that's a little more personal. So the idea for this show is I've worked a lot of jobs over the past 13 years, and sometimes I have a hard time stripping away my ego and deflecting my real emotions with humor. So my goal is to strip that away a little bit, to talk about working all these different jobs while also pursuing a career in the arts. And the motifs and the themes of the show are like being defined by your work. I'm not sure if that resonates with anyone, but I feel like we live in a very like work-centric world, where the first time you meet someone, you're like, what do you do for a living? And instead of like, what do you like to do? Or who are you? Or what do you care about? So I want it to be a little bit of an examining of like being defined by your work, and what that can lead to. And then I probably want to have some like immersion in it in some way, but I don't want it to be too ham-fisted. So I'm still putting together these ideas and doing some writing. And then I'm meeting with my friend Arlo, who worked with Punch Drunk. They are extremely talented, and I'm hoping that they can help me look at the script that I've put together and see if we can, in a really meaningful way, keep it funny and comedic and personal, but also make it very immersive at the same time. So that's kind of where I'm going with it. I was also thinking about like have it be a little bit about unemployment too, because I've been unemployed 4 times in my life, some by choice and some not by choice, and taking the fear away from that. Also maybe include a little bit about like examining a resume, and this culture we have about being net positive on your resume. So that maybe like that. put the bodies in the barbecue. So yeah, that's sort of some of the things I'm thinking about for this show. But I think it'll be really relatable, because I think these are also, we're being replaced by AI all the time, as depressing as that is. And I was also thinking about having like making a character in the show that I talk to, kind of like a Siri that I've made. It's like everyone is talking about making their own AI. Like, it's a very buzzword for tech companies right now. Like, here's an AI that can do this, or here's an AI that can be your digital assistant. And so like maybe an AI solo show or an AI actor that I can collab with. And so but it's not really an AI, it's just somebody who I pay to do a voiceover. And then I'm sort of communicating with them back and forth. So AI collab with replace the AI with humans. A Squip, a John VTuber. I was also thinking about making like, since the contract passed, figuring out how to make like a digital likeness of myself and then include them in the show. Like, I'm talking to my own digital likeness from like 13 years ago, which sounds really scary. Which might be a VTuber, but a VTuber is like, that's something that actually looks digital. If I were to do a digital likeness, that would be, I think that would be scary. And also, because that's something that people, I also don't know how much money that would cost. Probably not that much, because they probably are looking for like incentives to get people to make their own digital likeness. And then at least I would get to make it before somebody else. I could make my own digital likeness and copyright it before somebody else does. Because that's shit's gonna happen soon. Miss Maple, yes, Katie, it worries me. Ephemeral, it worries me too. But it's also something that we've got to, now that this contract's been ratified, it's going to be happening soon. The legal ramifications of AI are terrifying, but it's going to be happening very, very soon. We're all going to be faced with it. So I need to learn more about it, is essentially what I'm learning. What I'm saying out loud. Learn more about it, and then talk to lawyers, make digital likeness. Paul 23. Anyway, if you're just joining, we're talking about writing, talking about the solo show. To answer your question, Miss Maple, the chat over here is a little bit dead. How's the chat? I'm gonna switch over to multi-stream. Is the YouTube chat pretty dead? That's fine. It all comes in until I join Pacocha. By the way, here's another question. Has anybody heard of Pacocha? It's like a Japanese TikTok. All right, I'm looking at the YouTube chat as well. If you're here, I think it's called Pacocha. I just don't know how to add mods for it. I tried to Google Pacocha and figure out what it is. Because, oh, there we go, Dell. This is not the ruler of everything in a separate account. It's not, I believe you. They shelterin'. Chaotic Stanley. All right, listen, Katie, if I would love, Katie, I would love to hire you as a consultant to figure out how to do a YouTube chat mod, or even auto modding on YouTube, or if you could do modding at the same time. I'm not sure. Please do, and by that I mean message me on Discord, or I'll message you on Discord before I forget. Note for later. Okay, so there's this company called Pocotho, or not Pocotho, that's the god who took over Hatchetfield. Pococha, which is a Japanese TikTok app, and they reached out to me, and it is they're looking for people to start their app. It feels very fishy, but I also don't know. They say it's like a Japanese YouTube streaming app, and it's a Japanese YouTube streaming app, and they're looking for creators, and I can't find anywhere about it online. Yeah, it looks, I do think it might be sketch, but I think it's sketch because I just can't find any information about it. And all the information that I found it on Reddit pages and things like that are just hyper positive comments, which feels which feels like sketchy. Okay, got it. That's a red flag. But I Googled, okay, you're right. That's a scam. Okay, fair enough. You're right. Especially because they pay their creators in diamonds. And I was, you know what I mean? And I don't want to get paid in diamonds. I want to get paid in dollars. Not real, not fake diamonds. That's a bad sign. I didn't sign up. It's not real diamonds. So I didn't sign up. I didn't give them any of my information. I'm fine. I promise. Thank you for following. I am Loaf 1234. All right, yeah, you're right. It's as bad as them saying they'll pay me in Bitcoin. MTK Veli, thank you for following. This is great. Thank you so much for following. I'm on my way.
It's John fucking Madden. That's me.
Brammy, thank you for subscribing. Please join the Discord, which is growing quickly. We're blossoming in the middle of winter. Yeah, it sounds bad. Nico. Yeah, they keep talking about new apps, and they all sound sketch to me. Anyway, all right, so what other ideas? I was also thinking if I talked about resume stuff in a live show, I could make it so that people could interact on their phone. But I don't know how to do that and it not be completely chaotic. So I don't know. I don't know about that. Man, scam artists are all over the fucking place. Candlelit Peppermint Carnival. Thank you so much for I'm excited about being a YouTube partner. Hopefully a lot more stuff. Do a Kahoot. I would love to do a Kahoot. Oh yeah, a Kahoot for the live show. Build a Kahoot for the live show. Or a poll, maybe like a live poll. Live Google forum. Oh yeah, word cloud. Actually, you know what would be really funny? Is making a word cloud that was like a real word cloud, but then making one that was like
I mean, maybe I just think it's funny, but make one that's really self-deprecating, and it's like people keep. It's like it looks like the audience is. It's so like insulting me horribly, but it's clearly fake because it starts animating. I don't know, but a live word cloud is a great idea. From Ephemeral, please follow Ephemeral. Yeah, fake him out. Fake him out. Thank you, Crazy, for following. Fake them out and call them out. I'm gonna bold that idea. Yeah. You know, once this script is Stupid Dumb. Once this script is, thank you for following, Stupid Dumb. I feel bad calling you that. I don't know what your name is. Ephemeral is pretty cool. Buddy or back rolls, thank you so much. I'm gonna just do a quick shout out for FM. Are you streaming later, Katie? When's the next time you're streaming? Also, I thought of you because I think the people who made Dragon Age just did a big Dreadwolf. Did you see Dreadwolf? You probably did. Anyway, what was I gonna say? Did you do a live reaction? Oh, I never answered the question, Miss Maple, when you asked earlier. My plan for the show is to finish writing it, or at least get to like 80% of what I think the show could be. Get a lot of feedback from people I trust, like Arlo and Nick Lang, and I mean, I'll probably reach out to AJ Holmes because AJ has a ton of experience doing live shows, and also Corey Lubowich has a lot of experience doing immersive theater, and then do it at Fringe in Los Angeles, and then submit it for and then maybe film it, do like a film production of it.
That's me.
Chaotic Stanley, thank you for subscribing. And then after I film it and make it look really, really great, maybe do like depending on how good the show is, do like an Indiegogo or a Kickstarter to help with the cost for going to Edinburgh. And then also try to do it in Floofy Rats, thank you for subscribing. Also try to, please join the Discord. Also try to do it not just in Edinburgh, but in London as well, because my friend Arlo, who worked with Punch Drunk and lives in London, said that what a lot of Edinburgh shows will do is they'll do they'll do like a week at a London theater, and then they'll do the show in Edinburgh. So Kai the Cursed is following. Thank you so much, Kai. So yeah, that's my goal. Camden friend. I actually think it will be really, really good. I think this show has the potential to be really, really good because it's something that is really personal to me. It's my past, but I know there's so many ways to make it more than just like a memoir, which is why I don't want it to be like John Madison, the memoir, the show. I want it to be about giving up too much for your work, like giving up, and then maybe like the moral of the story is having a support job is good and okay as long as you love it and as long as you're setting good boundaries and never to give too much over to your work, something like that. So I think Burnout is a great name for the show, actually. That's not a bad idea, but there's also so many other names that I've been thinking about. Burnout, Employee of the Year. What do you do? Yeah. Moth Eyes, I think you're pretty. How's that? Thank you. Does Burnout end with arson? Burnout ends with a concussion. That's what Burnout ends with. That's my warning to everyone. Burnout is not eating and not sleeping and not drinking water because of your work. Brooke ends with arson. Brooke from Hatchetfield High ends with arson. Burnout ends with... Yeah, anyway. I think a Kahoot is a really good idea, though. As someone... Thank you, River. Yeah. That's... I'm sorry, I can't say anything negative about that company for a little while. Anyway. That is... So that's kind of what I'm thinking about. Also, it also relates to me because I had a dad who gave his life over to his work. So in a lot of ways, it's about me not becoming my dad. So that's another thing that I forgot to talk about. And that's not to be sad or anything, because that's just what I was familiar with. You know, when you have a dad who's a contractor in the military, that's just what happens. So, what are you gonna do? Brooke is also my favorite background character. Don't recreate Feast or Famine in your local Target. It will not end well. Rose Cribs, thank you for following. Case Bitchwell and the Cream Team send their love. If you don't know who they are, that saying that sentence out loud feels very odd. But I love Case Blackwell, and I miss him. That's another person that I'm going to get feedback on this solo show, because he has a lot of great ideas. I think it's just Case Blackwell. But also Kasim and Fiona and Olivie is also people who should be shouted out too, probably. Fiona Nova. Oh, that's not the right one. Tell your cat to stop blocking the stream. Meow. Meow, meow, meow. Meow, meow, meow. What's your cat's name? Meow, meow, meow. Meow. Okay, a reward where I talk to your cat. Reward where I talk to your cat/dog. Green screen. That's a great idea. An idea where I... Seeing the idea process live, Psycor? Yeah, I mean, I think I stopped sharing my screen because I had too many tabs open and I felt bad about it. But that I do feel like I'm getting closer to a full... I could also talk to rats as well. Jackson says hello. Imagine, Justin, if I had a green screen behind me, and then I replace my face, I cut out my face, and I make it like I have a lot of things that cats would like. That's what I think that it would do. What was I gonna say? I forgot. Oh yeah, I can talk to rats. This is me talking to rats. How's that? Was that pretty good, rat? Thank you very much. You see, An AI can't do this. Shout out to the cafe that made me that latte that I drank an hour before this stream. Really love that latte. I regret that I had it because I won't be able to sleep later. But what am I gonna do? Your birds are now squeaking happily. I'll talk to birds. I can also talk to. It was not. This is a new. I've never been to this one. It was not ran by a lovely couple, Justin. Robots taking over humanity. I also want to say one other thing. I saw someone earlier today while I was walking around. They looked like a fucking cool cyberpunk character, and I mean that in the best way. Hey John, I'm a new subscriber and chatter in your streams. I love your work and part of the content. And you're a part of the content you make. Brittany Bowers, thank you so very much. Thank you for being here and for chatting, and hopefully you join the Discord and share pictures of your pets and whatever you're cooking these days. Please do. Great to meet you, Brittany. Katie, you shouldn't have to do that. I'll make it a timer. I don't want to. Here. Make Discord timer. Leave me my name. Okay, fine. I'm sorry. Say my name. My nephew Keegan just started reading The Neverending Story, the book, not the movie. And I'm so excited. It's such a beautiful book. If you are a big reader, some of the part of the book where it's in Bastions in the real world, that's in one color, and then everything that takes place that's in like blue, and then everything that takes place in Fantasia is in red, and it just is. It's another level of immersion that you don't get in the movie. That's another thing I read about. I forgot what I wish I could remember the interview that I read. It was about virtual reality, and I think it was the person who did the interview was someone who used to work at they used to work at either Meta or Google, and they were one of the people who developed the VR, like one of the VR headsets, and then they quit their job because for them, it was Google Cardboard. This person was one of the creators of Google Cardboard, and they did an interview, and they were talking about how VR is not the level of immersion that we could imagine or think it is, because when you sit down to read a book, all of your senses go away anyway, and you are just sitting and reading, and your brain creates a world for you that is it is a hypersensitive world that it's created for you in your mind. So the brain already does that for you. But in VR, I gotta find that interview. He's like, in VR, that when they are trying to like replace your sight, and it feels very. It's like there's a reason that when people do VR for too long, it makes them feel sick. I'm gonna find the interview because it was fucking fascinating. Google Cardboard interview on VR. Oh, this is 2016. This is out of date. Anyway, whatever. I'll find it. Oh, is that it? No, that's not it. It's I think it's. I'll find it. I'll find it. I swear to God, I'll find it and I'll post it. But it's a really fascinating interview, and I totally agree because I don't know if there are any major readers in the chat, people who love to read, but I will send in the Discord. I may just when I go on break, I may just spend the break looking it up. But I don't know if any of you have had this experience reading a book, but I've read certain books, especially when I was in Chicago. Especially when I did a ton of reading in Chicago, and there were books, especially some fantasy novels, that made me weep. A lot of them have. Hydrate. And you just don't get that kind of experience in VR. You don't. Because the computer screen is doing too much of the work for your brain. It's not meeting the brain. It's not like leading the brain somewhere. It's doing the work for it, and it's just not. It's not immersion in the same way that a book is immersion. So anyway, whatever. I'm ranting. I forgot to get a cup, so I'm. Katie, there's a reason I didn't say The Name of the Wind, and I've cried at other books, but I've changed my opinion on Name of the Wind, even though I really love the book and I love those characters. But I like Brandon Sanderson more. I like the way Brandon Sanderson writes female characters a lot. Tress? I haven't read Tress yet. So I've evolved. Tress, a Cosmo. Oh, yeah. Treat you for following, yeah. Or even better, maybe I'll get this book. Starry Soleil, hello. Thank you for following. Maybe I'll get this book for my nephew. Or my niece. Or both. I'm gonna get this book. I'm gonna add this to my tabs. See you, ruler of everything. Just for you, I'm going to start organizing my tabs. Vico, no worries. My first time catching one of your lives. Thank you for being here. Thank you for following. My favorite poet. Let me think. That's hard. Astilbe, hi. Thank you for hello from Wales. I'm not gonna say how many tabs I have, because that's a trap. I have a poem to read. Time to open up the old rewards queue. My favorite poem right now. All right, this is right now. Right now, my favorite. My favorite poet right now is Rupi Kaur. I know it's like a popular. It's not a very obscure poet. Soapy 2002. Thank you for subscribing. I just like her book Milk and Honey, and I like how she organized the poems in that book. So that's something I like a lot. What was I gonna say? The poem. I gotta open up the rewards queue to read a poem, and that's another thing I gotta do. Is I gotta do a. I've got to do a poem scene that's just dedicated to poetry. Let me find out where my rewards are. There they are. View rewards. Rewards. Boom. Wait a minute. There we go. Rewards to you. Thank you for liking my poems. I love. Suggest a poll. Favorite nerdy person. That's good. If you like my poems, they're on Medium. If you follow me on Medium. Jerry has one face. Thank you for following. If you want to read some of my poetry, they're all on Medium. They're not all of them, some of them, and I need to post some more. But I'm trying to work on this solo show right now. Christina, thank you so much for doing that. All right, I'm gonna read Spectre Copy. I hope you're still here. I know this was 23 minutes ago. I'm gonna read your "Oh Captain, My Captain" because I love Walt Whitman. Walt Whitman, one of the best American poets ever, I think. Okay, here we go. Man, I gotta clean these glasses. I hope this new webcam is better at low light. That's one of the reasons I got it. And right now, this is a little dark. Okay, here we go. Oh, Captain, my captain. Oh, Captain, my captain, our fearful trip is done. The ship has weathered every rack. The prize we sought is won. The port is near, the bells I hear, the people all exulting, while follow eyes the steady keel, the vessel grim and daring. But oh, heart, 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 oh, the bleeding drops of red, where on the deck my captain lies, fallen cold and dead. Oh, Captain, my captain, rise up and hear the bells. Rise up, for you the flag is flung, for you the bugle trills. For you bouquets and ribboned wreaths, for you the shores are crowding, for you they call, the swaying mass, their eager faces turning. Here, Captain, dear father, this arm beneath your head. It is some dream that on the deck you've fallen cold and dead. My captain does not answer. His lips are pale and still. My father does not feel my arm, he has no pulse nor will. The ship is anchored safe and sound, its voyage closed and done. From fearful trip the victor ship comes in with object won. Exult, O shores, and ring, O bells! But I with mournful tread walk the deck my captain lies, fallen cold and dead. I love Walt Whitman so much. I need to read Shakespeare. All right, we're going to make a Shakespeare scene. Poetry, scene, Shakespeare, scene. We're taking Shakespeare from the stage all the way to Twitch. Who are my favorite Shakespeare villains? Yes, that's a great idea. Who are your favorite Shakespeare villains? Incarnadine, thank you so much for being here. I should have given you more advice on writing. If you're still here, let me just say one thing, which is write every day. That's honestly the best piece of advice. Even when you think you can't write, set a timer, and just, even if it's gibberish, just keep writing. So sorry for not spending more time talking about the process, but I'll do that again next Wednesday. Thank you for following. Favorite Shakespeare villains. I love Saturninus. I love Tamara. Titus Andronicus is one of my favorite Shakespeare plays of all time. In fact, Titus Andronicus. Man, it's so good. I love Titus Andronicus so much. There's that scene. Fuck it. I'm just going to show you the scene. Where is it? Bye, Spectre Copy. Good seeing you. Where the hell is it? Oh, you know, I think I actually own the movie. God, where is this? Hi, how are you? You live in Argentina and you might have to do an English assignment. You don't know how to do it? What's the English assignment? I'd be happy to. Don John in Much Ado About Nothing. God, I can't find this scene. Just trying to find this. There's this scene with, you know, it might even be in my playlists. The Wiggly Boogie. Okay. I have to stand up to do it. But I'll do it. I'm just trying to find this fucking... Titus at the Crossroads. Let me try one more time. Damn. They might have taken it down. Oh, well, whatever. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. You got it. You got it. I'm doing it. I'm not going to put on the song because I don't want to get a hit, but here we go. Wait, see, that's the thing about this is I need to have another camera feed that is a wide that I could just switch back and forth in between. Camera 2. Camera 2. All right. I haven't practiced this in a long time. All right, so give me a break. So each of us, I'm sure if any of you are in Lauren Lopez's Patreon.
That's me.
If any of you in Lauren Lopez's Patreon, I think she went over the choreography. But I'm not fully muted. It's hard to hear me because I'm standing up far away from everything, right? Am I? Am I still muted? Testing. Okay. So it's like out of the depths of hell.
It's John fucking Man.
This is so, you gotta understand, this shit's so intense to do. Alright, fuck it, I don't care. I'll play it.
It's John fucking Man. That's me.
I'll try the song. I'm not gonna do it perfectly. I'm just asking that if I do this, go subscribe to my YouTube. Okay, and TikTok. I'm gonna get this wrong. Oh, I gotta replace that socials thing. Replace socials command. All right. Here we go. Am I still out of focus? Okay. Here we go. What is it? It's like this first. I think it's this first for me, because everyone had their own dance. Lights up. Laugh, 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 laugh.
It's, then there's, what's the fourth one? And then it ends with me here. All right, so the thing is like everyone had their own thing. Wiggly's was this. Blinky's was this. This was Pokey's. And then and there were two more. And then so Lauren also really wanted this whole thing to be like really like fortunately my neighbors downstairs just moved out. But they wanted this to be like really specific and really like very not jerky, but very sort of quick. I guess it is a little bit jerky, but quick. And then the second time we would do it, we would like inch closer to the group of kids, to Pete and Steph and Angela. Not Angela, but Grace. So, and this was like supposed to come up here, like you summon us once, you summon us twice, you gamble it on the roll of the dice. So this part was supposed to feel very alien. The whole thing was supposed to feel very alien, but especially the head was supposed to kind of like bobble as it was coming up. So anyway, what did I fuck up? Oh, I called Tinky's move Wiggly's. Anyway. Who's in trouble? Is somebody in trouble here? Yeah, Wiggly's was different. That's right. Oh yeah, Wiggly's was this. That's right. I'm sorry. That's why I was confused. Out of the depth. That's right. You have to realize, even though the show came out on YouTube, I did this show 9 months ago. Anyway, whatever. Now you want me to do the whole of Hamilton? Oh, that's right. Nibley was licking the lollipop. Oh, well. Bump, ba-da-da-dum, bump, bump. That was a... How was a I heard you fucked it up. Bastard, orphan, son of a whore and a Scotsman, dropped in the middle of a forgotten spot in the Caribbean. How was a bastard, orphan, son of a whore and a Scotsman? It's because the reason I got the Wiggly dance wrong is because I'm not Wiggly right now. I'm John Madison talking through the dance. I'm not going through the whole process of like being backstage, whispering the names to myself as I'm like going into a guttural, deep, angry place that's filled with greed. You know what the Lords in Black reminded me of? When I was in college, I did a summer intensive in Stratford-on-Avon in Lenox, Massachusetts. And fucking great place. If you ever get a chance to do an intensive there and study Shakespeare there, you learn Linklater technique and you do all of this movement and voice. It's an incredible place to learn. I really loved my time there. I wish I had done an acting internship there. It was a really beautiful place. Wait, Marvin, you live? No way. You live there? You live in Lenox, Massachusetts? Well, incredible. Well, yeah, it's
Yeah, it's called Shakespeare and Company. Sorry, did I say Stratford on Avon? It's called Shakespeare and Company in Lenox, Massachusetts. That's what I meant. I also did a summer intensive in Stratford on Avon, with my theater professor. Sorry. I did not lie about studying in England. I can name all the bars I went to. I went to the Bird and Baby. I went to the Eagle and Child. I went to the Duck, the Dirty Duck, but that's not the point. So in Lenox, Massachusetts, there's Stratford on Avon, there's Shakespeare and Company, an incredible place to study. And the reason I think sometimes I think of them when we're doing the Lords in Black, because we did this exercise where we were all on the ground in like a movement class, basically trying to embody all of the 7 heavenly virtues and then embody all of the 7 deadly sins. And I remember when we got to greed, it was the teacher had to stop the class because everyone was getting a little violent on the ground. So we were all like squirming and embodying greed, and it was very, very, very weird. But yeah, that was that's kind of what that reminds me of. I would say greed is more powerful than wrath, Calder, because wrath fizzles out. Greed is a driving force that doesn't fizzle out in the same way that wrath does. I know that Wiggly wants his wrath, but when I think of Wiggly, I think of greed.
Don't I, little wiggly little boy? Don't I? Don't I? Don't I think of you? I think of you and I think of greed, yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, if you think of I would highly recommend doing a program at Shakespeare and Company and learning about Linklater, which is a really great technique, freeing in the natural voice. So, yeah. We've been talking about live performance and theater for an hour now. How crazy is that? Good luck with your paper, Akitar Tag. Good luck. Have a good night. I can't believe I can't find this scene from Titus Andronicus. I love that movie so much. I will find it. I think they may have taken it down. But there's a scene at the crossroads where Titus is giving he's seeing one of his last 2 remaining sons be put to death for the murder that they did not commit. They're being framed, and he is, before this moment, has been extremely loyal to Rome, and he is watching all of these judges and tribunes of Rome walk past him, and he is yelling at them to listen to him, please be pitiful on my sons. And then he starts crying and talking to the stones on the ground, and his other son that was not, that his one of his, like his last remaining son, comes up to him and says, he says, what, I can do this from memory. He says, "What are you doing, Father? you lament in vain and you speak your sorrows to a stone. And then he says, why, it is no matter, man. Tribunes are a stone as soft as wax, tribunes more hard than stone. A stone is silent and offendeth not, but a tribune with his tongue dooms men to death. Therefore I tell my sorrows to the stone. Something like that. And then he says, well, why standest thou with thy weapon drawn? And he's like, I tried to free my brothers, and my brothers, and because of that, my brothers have banished me. And then Anthony Hopkins, who plays Titus, starts laughing, and he says, why, happy man, canst thou not see that Rome is a wilderness of tigers? Tigers must prey, and Rome affords no prey but me and mine. How happy art thou then, from these devourers to be banished? Anyway. So, it's great. It's so fucking intense. It's really great. It's so, the stakes could not be higher. The stakes could not be higher, and that's why he has to speak in this language. Right after that, his last two remaining sons are put to death. His other son is banished, and then his daughter comes in with her tongue cut out and her hands cut off. So yes, he has to speak in this way because there's nothing I can't think of stakes higher than that. And then you find out later that the reason her tongue was cut out and her hands were cut off is because she was raped by the queen's two sons. And to prevent her from saying anything, they cut her hands out so that she couldn't write it down, and they cut out her tongue so that she couldn't tell anyone. Yes, it's a very dark show. It's a dark, dark show. But it's also really beautiful. Anyway, I love that. I do like that show a lot. It's not my favorite Shakespeare show, but I especially love Anthony Hopkins' performance in that. I haven't seen his King Lear. I'm sad that he doesn't have a good King Lear, but what are you gonna do? What's my favorite type of cheese? I like Pecorino Romano a lot. Or Gouda. Thank you, Gorgon. I miss doing Shakespeare so much, but you don't get a lot of great chances to do Shakespeare and get paid to do it unless you're doing regional theater, which is good. Of course I could still do my TED Talk. Live bit, recurring characters. Live bit, Shakespeare. Live bit, recurring characters. Live bit, Shakespeare. You know what would be really good practice for a live bit is doing a chorus from... improvising a chorus from Shakespeare. I'm a Tonka Chuck. come back to Shakespeare and Co. Sure, I'll happily come back. I would work for Shakespeare and Company if they offered me even I would audition for them if they wanted me to audition. If anybody has any connections at Shakespeare and Company, let them know. Happily, I'll do it. You're doing Romeo and Juliet? Oh my God, I love Romeo and Juliet. You have strong feelings about Romeo and Juliet? You think it was a satire, Michael, with the 13? Okay. I would love to hear more. Well, Bosch just did Something Rotten? I didn't know that. Apply to the Old Globe. I've been rejected from the Old Globe a lot, but I would love to work there. I should audition. I know they have equity calls. Okay. For those of you who don't like Romeo and Juliet, this is for you. I don't know if you've ever really fallen in love with someone before and they speak a language that only you speak. You have to think about it in that way. Let's put aside the fact that Romeo was probably 18 or 19 and Juliet. Let's put aside the problem. Let's pretend this is a world where they are both age appropriate. But the fact that like two people who've only spoke to each other in their own languages. And then I want you to realize that Juliet is the main character of the show. Juliet, not Romeo, is the main character of the show. She is the one who risks everything. She has the best lines in the show. She has the best monologues in the show. I would love to play Juliet, but then I don't want to take away an amazing role away from a woman. But Juliet is fucking amazing. Her monologues. She risks everything. Becca Sibu, hello. Thank you for following. She risks everything for this guy. Her nurse is like, comes in and says her cousin, which is basically like her brother, was murdered. And then right after that, the one person who, in her mind, the first person who's really understands her and understands the language she speaks, says, "Your brother's been murdered, and Romeo did it." And then she's and the nurse is speaking fucking horrible shit about Romeo. And then she is like, she snaps back at the nurse, her best friend. She snaps back at her best friend, and she says, "Shall I speak ill of him that is my husband?" Because she's now been married. And then she realizes, "Oh, poor my lord, what tongue shall smooth thy name when I, thy 3 hours wife, have mangled it? But wherefore, villain?" But then she like flips back and forth, and then wherefore means why. "But wherefore, villain, didst thou kill my cousin?" And then she says, then she realizes that he did it in self-defense, and it's like, that villain cousin would have killed my husband. And then she starts crying because too much is happening for her in that moment. And she's like, "Back, foolish tears, back to your native spring. Your tributary drops belong to joy which you mistake to joy when you mistakenly offer up to woe. My husband lives that Tybalt would have slain, and Tybalt is dead that would have killed my husband. All this is comfort. Wherefore weep I then? Anyway. And then, okay, listen. And then I'm saying to you that they speak the same language, and you're probably at home going, okay, they speak the same language, John. But then at that same time, Romeo is having a monologue with the friar and is also using those same verbs. Like, he's also using the words mangle. So they literally are written in this magical way to be speaking the same words in different places 3 hours after they've been married to feel the same way. Shadow Fairy, thank you. Thank you much for following. So, Romeo is literally like, what is his line? The friar is like, this is mercy, because he's been banished, and then friar is like, shit. What's the first line? It's like the friar's like, oh yeah, this is mercy, and then Romeo is like, tis torture, not mercy. Heaven is here where Juliet lives. Tis torture, not mercy. Heaven is here where Juliet lives. Oh, fuck, what is it? But Michael with a 13, love at first sight. Love at first sight is funny, but the thing is, love at first sight is fucking hilarious, but you have to realize that it happens. There are stories where people meet and fall in love, and for them, it is like a cocaine-fueled nightmare. Evil realness, thank you for but it is preposterous. But the thing is that it happens. I know it's crazy. Oh my God, Ornath Arts, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for gifting all those subs. It is, in some ways, yes. In some ways, it is codependency. It's not a healthy relationship. They both fucking kill. They go into a fucking graveyard. It's not a story about a healthy relationship. It's a story about an unhealthy, passion-filled relationship. It's not like a perfect Disney relationship. Spygo Art, thank you so much, Parrot, for parroting reality. Thank you so much for all these gifted subs. Thank you for following. Yeah. Thank you, Annalette, for following. What is the script? The Romeo is speaking the same words at the same time, and he says, "'Tis torture and not mercy. Heaven is here where Juliet lives, and every cat and dog and little mouse, every unworthy thing lives here in heaven and may look on her, but Romeo may not. More validity, more honorable state, more courtship lives in carrion flies than Romeo. They may seize on the white wonder of dear Juliet's hand and steal immortal blessing from her lips, who even in pure and vessel modesty still blush, as thinking their own kisses sin." He stops and he pauses to talk about her lips, because the fact that her lips blush when they touch each other. "Flies may do this, yet I from this must fly. They are free men, but I am banished. And sayest thou yet that exile is not death? Hast thou no poison mixed, no sharp ground knife, no sudden means of death, though ne'er submean, but banished to kill me, banished? Oh, friar, the damned use that word in hell. Howlings attend it. How hast thou the heart, being a divine, a ghostly confessor, a sin absolver, and my friend professed, to mangle me with that word, banished? So that's what he says. He uses the word mangle at the same time that Juliet is using that word mangle. So that is, I think, why Romeo and Juliet works. I think that, yeah, and he also was just intervening in your friend's death. So I think that is why Romeo and Juliet works. Yes, they are stupid kids, but regardless of our opinion on how it happened, it's like arguing with people who believe in God. Like, you can't try to like logic through someone who just is like two people who claim that they fall in love. You can't like logic through it to say, sorry kid, love at first sight doesn't exist. Imagine a world, and I think a lot of people can relate to this. Imagine a world where you're in a small town and no one understands or likes the things that you'd like. Like, let's say it's anime. Let's say you're a small town kid in Leavenworth, Kansas, and you like anime, and you like musicals, and you are maybe like understanding sort of a little bit more about yourself and your body, and you see somebody else for the first time who speaks the same language as you and gets all of your references, and then they also are super hot and they like you and they think you're beautiful, and then like you suddenly fall in love. So they don't do it at first, and also they don't do it at first sight. They do it because they are speaking verse to each other. Like, you've met someone at a party and they are finishing the verse and the rhyme for each other. So I think for that reason, Romeo and Juliet works. It's love at first verse, not love at first sight. And it's sight too, because they see each other from across the room. So yeah, it's like, it's not my favorite Shakespeare play, but I think Juliet's monologues are, she also has this horribly abusive relationship with her father. Her father says these horrible things to her, and then she's like, okay, I'm fucking out. I'm going to drink a potion that is going to put me into a temporary coma where I will appear dead. Fake my death. Romeo's going to know about it, and then we're going to end up together. So yeah, it certainly sounds codependent. They're certainly, like, it's not a healthy relationship, but they're willing to risk everything, literally risk everything, and then it So yeah, I don't know. I do miss Shakespeare a lot. But I just don't know the best. I guess maybe I should add a Shakespeare scene. Shakespeare live bit. Anyway, I don't think I know any other monologues from that play. I think I only know, I know Juliet's monologue, and then I know Romeo's monologue. MTK Vale, I appreciate it too, and I think MTK Valley, if you're a linguistics major, I think you should also go back and read the oh my god, Chaotic Stanley, holy shit, thank you for the bits. That's incredibly generous of you. Wow. And maybe I could do a stream where it's like I do a guest stream with people who can read a scene. Read Shakespeare. Hello, Yalzi. I forgot. You said it out loud. MTK Veli. If you're a linguistics major, you should go and read the first folio if you can find a copy of it. Because the first folio, the way it's annotated, especially, it was written for actors to read. So, like, it was written in a way that any actor could pick it up and then follow along and then perform it in a way that it was supposed to be performed. I also recommend, if you're a young actor and you want to study Shakespeare, I highly recommend Thinking Shakespeare by Barry Edelstein. And I recommend Mastering Shakespeare by Scott Kaiser, I think is what it's called. So, share a thought on Kirko. I actually, just really quick, I don't have time to talk about it, but I do like Blackpink a lot. I only recently have been introduced to K-pop, so I'm still very young in following all of that. But my thoughts on I'm so sorry about your ex, Michael. I love Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead. MK, I forgot your name already. I had too many thoughts running through my head. MTK Valley, find a first folio and read it if you want. It's really interesting, and there's a documentary out on it, like Katie said. My thoughts on Midsummer Night's Dream. I like it a lot. I think it's extremely funny. I think it's one of the funniest Shakespeare plays, and I have a lot of problems with, as someone who's studied a lot of comedy, I guess I don't need to use air quotes, I have studied a lot of comedy. I don't think some of his traditional comedies are very funny, because a lot of the comedy comes from like living in the country versus living in the city, and that's not as relevant to today as I think it was. So it's like As You Like It. People really like that play. I don't like As You Like It very much. I like Twelfth Night. I think that Twelfth Night is extremely funny. I also think Midsummer Night's Dream is extremely funny. The lines, the physical comedy is great. Bottom is really, and the players are really funny. Puck, depending on how you play Puck, can be really funny. When I studied at Stratford-on-Avon, I saw a production of Midsummer Night's Dream where there was all of the Forest of Arden was a gigantic junkyard, and above the junkyard was a big moon that moved slowly throughout the entire play. And because you were so focused on the action, you didn't see how slowly it was moving, but it moved slowly from the entire play all the way to the other side of the stage. And Puck was very famous actor, RSC actor, I can't remember his name. RSC actor, shit. Barry Lynch? Is it Barry Lynch? No, it's not Barry Lynch. I can't remember his name. Whatever. So, it was a while ago. It was at the RSC, and he came out in this long trench coat, and he was sweeping the stage. And every time he came out on stage, I was very close to the front row. This actually happened, but every time he came out on stage, his hair was a different color. So I do think he was fucking dyeing his hair in between. I don't know how he did it, but it was really, really beautiful. Was it Ian Holm? No, it wasn't Ian Holm. What was it? Ah, shit. It was 2005? Puck, RSC, 2005. Was it? was anyway, the all of the fairies were these marionettes. Yes, it was the 2005 production. Jonathan Slinger. Jonathan Slinger. That's who it was. Jonathan Slinger, really great actor. And when he was like when the fairies were leading the lovers around the Forest of Arden, they were like walking on these other actors. It was really great. Sorry, I have no idea what the chat is. I've been so out of the chat for a minute. So, man, we have been covering a lot of topics. I should have a latte right before my stream every time. Man, oh man. What poem are you most proud of? I'm most proud of the first poem I ever read, which was ever wrote, which was a love poem called Forever You. So that was probably that was a long time ago. Man. I wonder. So we've been streaming for about 2 hours already. This has been a great stream. Hey Barks, hello. The reasons from the lyrical changes? I'm not sure why. Honestly, I do not know why. I'm not even sure if that was on purpose. That's a really good question. I mean, that's a Will question. I don't know if Will is on Cameo, but Will would know. Romeo and Juliet lore stream? I don't know. I feel like I pretty much covered it. I could talk more about it though. I would love to read Babel in Arcane History. I love Babel. I love talking about language. I do think I have to go soon because I need to make dinner before it gets too late. I do think Richie would watch Bluey. Don't invoke the rage. The rage is burned out. The chicken curry was great. Today I'm making something I've made before, which is a Moroccan salmon. Which is pretty good. With some broccolini. So, I think because it's been about 2 hours, I think I'm gonna raid Ephemeral, Katie, one of my mods. It's been I know it's been really a lot of fun streaming for all of you. I might actually hop back on a little bit later, depending on, but this is not necessarily like a promise. This just may happen. So I may hop on back a little bit later from now. Thank you for letting me talk a lot about... I'm also very excited because one of the things I asked for Christmas was these like strip lights, which will be a lot of like front lights coming at me so that it won't be as dark. So anyway, Take care, everyone. Go if you like Legend of Zelda and you like owls and you like zero technical difficulties, you'll love Katie. So follow Katie. I'm gonna raid Katie right now. An Ephemeral. See you, I think, Saturday for a watch party. I might try to do something with Gabe Greenspan, depending on if I can get things going, but we'll see. Thank you for everyone who's subscribed for the first time and for all the gifted subs and for following me. And again, thank you so much for helping me become partner on YouTube. I'm hoping to become partner on Twitch in January, so we'll see. Thank you again. See you all soon. Bye-bye.